Welcome to E-Town News, जहां आपको मिलेगा डेली डोज ऑफ बॉलीवुड न्यूज, फैशन ट्रेंड्स, टीवी एंड सोशल मीडिया से जुड़े हर अपडेट. A show which gives you the day's lowdown of all the best happenings in the world of glamour. तो इंतजार किस बात का? Let's take a look at today's headlines. क्या सलमान खान से बॉक्स ऑफिस पर टकराने से डरे रणबीर कपूर? जूम से एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरैक्शन के दौरान सनी देओल ने किए कई बड़े खुलासे. क्या सलमान खान से बॉक्स ऑफिस पर टकराने से डर गए रणबीर कपूर? क्या अब क्रिसमस 2019 पर रिलीज नहीं होगी रणबीर आलिया स्टारर ब्रह्मास्त्र? क्या अब दबंग 3 और ब्रह्मास्त्र के बीच नहीं होगा बॉक्स ऑफिस क्लैश? पिछले दिनों ये रिपोर्ट्स आई थी कि रणबीर कपूर और आलिया भट्ट स्टारर साई-फाई ट्रिलॉजी ब्रह्मास्त्र के फर्स्ट पार्ट को 2019 क्रिसमस वीकेंड पर रिलीज किया जाएगा. लेकिन रिपोर्टेडली क्रिसमस 2019 के दौरान ही सलमान खान ने भी दबंग फ्रेंचाइज की थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट को रिलीज करने का ऐलान कर दिया. इसके बाद से ही रणबीर और दबंग खान की हिस्ट्री को देखते हुए इनकी फिल्म्स के बॉक्स ऑफिस क्लैश को लेकर बज़ क्रिएट होने लगा. लेकिन अब खबरें आ रही हैं कि क्रिसमस 2019 के दौरान होने वाला बॉक्स ऑफिस महाटक्कर अब शायद ना हो. Apparently, Ranbir Alia starrer may not be able to make it on its originally desired date. हालांकि इस न्यूज के सामने आने के बाद से ही ये स्पेक्युलेट किया जा रहा था कि रणबीर की फिल्म के मेकर्स ने सलमान के साथ बॉक्स ऑफिस क्लैश को अवॉइड करने के लिए शायद ये फैसला लिया है. लेकिन अब खबरें आ रही हैं कि ब्रह्मास्त्र के दिसंबर 2019 में रिलीज ना होने के पीछे मेन रीजन ये है कि फिल्म की शूटिंग अक्टूबर तक चलने वाली है. बताया जा रहा है कि शूटिंग के बाद साई-फाई थ्रिलर ब्रह्मास्त्र का पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन शुरू होगा, जिसमें काफी वक्त लगने वाला है क्योंकि फिल्म VFX पर पूरी तरह से डिपेंडेंट है. इसके पहले भी VFX पर बेस्ड फिल्मों की रिलीज डेट पोस्टपोन हुई है. एज ऑफ नाउ अभी तक ये ऑफिशियली कंफर्म नहीं हुआ है कि ब्रह्मास्त्र की रिलीज डेट पुश होगी. अब देखना होगा कि रणबीर और सलमान के बीच बॉक्स ऑफिस क्लैश होता है या ब्रह्मास्त्र की रिलीज डेट होती है पोस्टपोन. कल रात मुंबई एयरपोर्ट पर करीना कपूर को शटरबग्स ने किया क्लिक. करीना के साथ उनकी फ्रेंड अमृता अरोरा को भी स्पॉट किया गया. वहीं करीना के लिटिल मंचकिन तैमूर को उनके घर के बाहर किया गया स्पॉट. ऑरेंज टी शर्ट में तैमूर बेहद ही क्यूट लग रहे थे. मूविंग ऑन, करीना के कजिन रणबीर कपूर को जुहू के एक स्पोर्ट्स ग्राउंड में फुटबॉल प्ले करते हुए देखा गया. रणबीर के साथ ईशान और कई बी टाउन सेलेब्स भी फुटबॉल खेलते हुए नजर आए. दूसरी तरफ सदर्न सुपरस्टार रजनीकांत को बांद्रा एरिया के एक स्टूडियो में स्पॉट किया गया जब वो पहुंचे एक फिल्म की शूटिंग के लिए. वहीं शाहरुख खान की वाइफ गौरी खान को मुंबई के बांद्रा एरिया के एक क्लिनिक के सामने स्पॉट किया गया. दूसरी तरफ सुरवीन चावला को पापरात्ज़ी ने उनके न्यूबॉर्न बेबी गर्ल के साथ किया स्पॉट जब वो हॉस्पिटल से डिस्चार्ज हुई. वहीं मुंबई के एक NGO ने कैंसर किड्स के लिए एक इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज किया जिसे अटेंड करने पहुंची टीवी स्टार हिना खान, जो जल्द बॉलीवुड में डेब्यू करने जा रही है.
Okay, now both the actors here have a connection which is quite deep, which goes beyond just the film that they're doing, and I'm going to reveal that. So you literally sort of have grown up, you know, on the sets of his films.
Right.
Does this feel surreal that you got to make your debut with him?
Yeah, I didn't assist on any of his films, but my mother was his costume designer for well over a decade. So I was on his sets growing up as a little kid, and like you said, you know, to share the screen with him 20 years later was a surreal experience. It was a dream come true, and it was on my bucket list, so I can happily tick it off now.
Do you ever imagine, like you know, he was there in your sets, you know, you obviously you worked so many films with Dimple, you know, and then suddenly one day you'd actually be, you know, in a film that he's there.
Definitely. he's progressed a lot, and the way he's moved across and the way he's chosen this line and why he's chosen is very right, because he wants to be an actor. So I really felt nice about that, and the subject also which he brought up to me, and I mean Behzad and everybody brought it along to me, is kind of a subject which was really interesting, because it was the subject, the character which was interesting in it, and that's what he chose. Especially in today's DNA, where I see youngsters mostly running around wanting to be bodybuilders or wanting to be dancers or something, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the first most important thing is you want to be an actor, so concentrate more on that, you know. And that was exciting, and definitely the journey has been good, and he's done a good job. You'll have seen the trailer. And while dubbing, I've seen the scenes and all which we were on the set when we were performing. They were there, and when it compiles all together, it's turned out very nice. And he's looking wonderful, and he's looking the character.
You know, he wanted to be an actor and not a star, is what you're trying to say. With a lot of them, right?
I wish I'd said that. It would have been so chedi ho janda. It would have been so fast. Yeah, definitely. You know, that's the way it should be.
But
you be an actor.
Star banna hai na, ki mujhe star banna hai.
You be an actor. If you're good, you're successful,
become a star.
You'll become a star. But that is not your goal. Your goal is to enjoy your work rather than anything else.
You obviously, you know, Dimple is like your second mom. You know, they've literally brought you up, and you've been around them. You've been around Akshay, Twinkle, and all of that. From being in that family, while there is this nepotism discussion, we also want to say that you were never like noticed, right?
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, even Abhimanyu Dasani brought it up, ki, fair enough, I'm a star child. Yeah. But when was the last time I was clicked and said, "Arey, ye Bhagyashree ka beta hai"? Yeah. That didn't happen to him. You sort of also were not, like we're discussing. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
No, like I always say, it wasn't a conscious decision. Nobody just bothered whether it was me or whether it's the people who photograph everybody or what it is, you know, the whole paparazzi culture. First of all, it wasn't so prevalent when I was younger. I think it's, you know, it's more so in the last year or so that it's really taken off. But, you know, I had a very normal childhood. My mom raised me till I was 15, and, you know, I wasn't really in the limelight as such. But, you know, I was happy with that. I had a normal childhood, and I wouldn't change anything about it.
Got it because you knew Behzad.
Yeah.
And that's where you're, as you're by your own admission say, that's my nepotism linked to it.
Yeah, I mean, Behzad and Behzad, Pranav, who's one of the co-writers, and we met on the sets of Boss. We were all interns together. और तभी ऐसा था, मैं 18 साल का था, so we were like, you know, कभी short film बनाएंगे ये वो, but we never got the time to do it. Everybody was doing different things, and it just so happened when I really needed the opportunity, one day Behzad called me and he said, you know, I have this amazing concept and I think you fit the part, and I would like you to come and, you know, sort of listen to it. And yeah, that's it. 10 minutes later, I already agreed to do it. So it was as simple as that.
You have a very interesting household because you have two women, both Dimple and Twinkle, who don't mince their words.
Yeah, they don't.
Was that how it was, living around?
Yeah, I mean, and it's a good thing also. You need people who are going to be straightforward and tell you things like they are, because, I mean, there are a lot of yes people around you, you know, inevitably, who tell you what you want to hear. So I'm grateful that my family sort of, you know, calls a spade a spade. My mom was like that as well, you know. She never kept things to herself, never minced her words. So, no, I'm grateful that my family is like that. They're pretty blunt with whatever they have to say. But whatever they've seen of the film, they liked it. Even my sister, who's definitely not a cinephile for sure, especially the genre of film that we've made. But even she was, I think, pleasantly surprised when she saw the trailer. The Mrs. Funny Bones test for validation. Yeah. So with her, you know, she likes it if she's not mean to you. So even if she doesn't say anything, you're like, okay, it's fine, you know.
Okay, she hasn't said a mean word to me. Good, she's like, that's
no,
like
she said कि कितने लंबा था trailer. I was like 2.5 minutes. She's like पता नहीं चला. I was like, okay, fine. So for me, that's a for sure. That's a compliment, because I've seen her say way worse things about films in the family. Yeah.
There's a quote that I came across that you said, and I'd like to ask you about that, which is about nepotism. And I want to know if you still feel the same way. You said it reflects who you are. people who are weak and can't achieve anything out of anger and bitterness talk about these things because they have so much hatred in their hearts and that they want to direct at it something but not their own capability. Is that how you really feel? Because today this topic is not about blaming Starkid, it's about questioning.
What are we trying to say? Is it good or bad?
I don't think it's a good and bad conversation. It's about.
Then I just don't know what is it. What are we trying to say? What is?
Why
it?
are we discussing the topic?
Yeah, why? I just need to understand that.
I think probably because for 10 years they'd sustained without talent because you had friends in the industry.
I don't know about
don't
all
you feel
these
that?
things.
See, but then I think what...
See, you know what happens actually, if you ask me, forget all these things.
Yeah.
Now if you go to see talent and no talent, there's so many people who are there, who exist there and will exist there, not because they're talented as actors or actresses, but they're there. So, किस चीज़ के बारे में बात करें, इसके बारे में करें, उसके बारे में, उसके बारे में, what are we bitter about is what we want to need to understand.
You feel it's bitter. Are you in a discussion?
I mean, discussion for what is it? What do you want to achieve out of it?
Yeah, I mean,
What am I trying to achieve? Yeah, I mean, what are we going to? What do you want me to say? It's not nice, or it's really right, or what? You know, I just feel that I never, because I'm kind of a person who feel, do your work, be good, and you'll move ahead. Not because of X, Y, Z reason. And I would be appreciated if I've done good work. If I've not done something good and somebody appreciates me, I say it's bullshit. I'm my own critic. So that's the way I see life, you know. I rather climb a mountain than be choppered over there. People prefer choppering there.
On that note, is that why, and I know there are other reasons as well, that you just choose still not to come out for any award function or any event or any party because you don't feel the need to? And you've always been a private person. But
that's the way I've been, you know.
Correct.
When I started off in the industry, people would invite me for functions and parties and I wouldn't go and they would say, Pata nahi kaisa hua sabne aapko? You know, it used to be all that talk. That eventually they understood, no, he doesn't mean anything. That's the way he is. He doesn't enjoy nights. He doesn't enjoy doing all these things. He's a shy kind of a guy who wants to just stick to himself.
Me Too as a movement came up to create an environment for women where they feel safe, feel more respected. When it came out, Karan, what did you think? You're a legit part of the industry now.
Yeah.
You know, and there are so many actors. Twinkle herself came out and spoke so much about it. What did you think?
I mean, I think it was necessary in a way because, you know, so many people, only when it came out did you realize that so many people were getting away with it for so long. So I think it's obviously made people, you know, men in particular, obviously, a lot more sort of, you know, they obviously won't do such things in the future for fear of whatever's happening. So I think it's a great thing. It happened at a good time, and I think the people involved, the culprits, as you can say, I think got their due. Whatever, you know, I think people should be more aware of it. I just hope that, you know, people don't misuse the situation to, whether it's men or women, to their disadvantage. You know, I read many articles and stuff where, you know, women were sort of being denied certain job opportunities because people were scared to hire them after what happened.
Saddest part to hear.
So yeah, exactly. So I think those things aren't good. The whole point of the movement was the empowerment of women and for women to be heard and, you know, for in some sort of equality in the workspace. So I really hope that, you know, that is the end result of whatever's happening and, you know, people are aware and, you know, there is a sort of equal playing field as far as men and women are concerned in the working environment.
I think around October 2018 was when this sort of caught here because Tanushree came and said it. Yeah. And I think before that you were asked a few questions on it and you were a little vague. I'm sure you have a different answer now. Because you said, why do we need to get into why they haven't come across somebody or somebody hasn't come across? This is what the world is doing, that's the problem. Everything has to be brought. I'm
always a believer of what is wrong and what is right is right. Yeah. And for me, I have great respect for women because that's the way we have been brought up. Yeah. That's the way I am, that's the way our family is. I am a guy who would say, जैसे मैंने फिल्म में की जब मैं फिल्म कर रहा था कि मेरी बहन आती है उससे कहते कि मेरे को भैया उसने छुआ तो मैं जाकर उसका हाथ उखाड़ देता हूँ. That time everybody said, so gross, how can you do? I said, if anybody touches my sister, I will rip the arm apart. That's the way, that's what we believe in. So what is wrong is wrong. So that's what my basic question is, my answer is that. I mean, now we're talking about it, you know, just baatein karte and all. It just goes on to the judgmental thing where people misuse it, use it and all those things. Ye sabko samajh hai. And the industry knows about it. And when you know about it, right, and when people know about it, people should, instead of getting into this, should take their call and not interact with these kind of people, or they should avoid it, you know. and
Now
stand
you are
for
a believer
it.
of the Me Too movement. That means, you know, you obviously are a part of the
I'm a
movement.
believer for anything which is right, but I don't like it to be misused. That's what I'm trying to say. Any movement should not be misused because फिर क्या ये हो जाता है, you know, उसने ये कह दिया, उसने ये कह दिया, उसने वो कह दिया, और बात कहाँ से कहाँ चली जाती पता नहीं. जो चीज़ गलत है वो गलत है, and that can never change. And a guy who needs to be punished should be punished. Period.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shikhar Dhawan has many admirers not only for the way how he handles bowlers with his shots on the field, but also for his style game off the field. The Delhi basher is known for his aggressive batting style and flamboyant strokes, which is also reflected in his style. Here's how Dhawan's style has evolved over time. Shikhar Dhawan burst into the international arena in 2013 and impressed everyone with his performance as well as his iconic buzz cut with a tiny braid which he has been sporting all these years. He isn't often spotted twirling his handlebar mustache, which is copied by his fans all around the country. Being an ink lover, he sports 5 tattoos in style. As rustic as he is on the field, he is seen effortlessly pulling off an uber-rich avatar with checkered suits and tuxedos. On casual occasions, he is usually seen wearing printed shirts with 3/4 sleeves, pairing shirt in sync with his shoes and trousers that are cropped at the ankle, and sometimes wears wind cheater jackets paired up with contrast-colored watch. On social gatherings and functions, he is usually seen wearing silk kurta pajama with velvet Nehru jacket, which showcases the Delhiite in him. Dhawan is seen teaming up the Indian cricket team jacket with floral shirt and contrast-colored trousers. He doesn't shy away from accessories and experiments with studs, neck chains and bracelets while maintaining a balance simultaneously. On formal occasions, he usually wears solid-colored jackets paired with a shirt and matching pocket square. Apart from his heroics on the field, the batsman has also become a style icon of the Indian team over the years. So ये था हमारा आज का fashion segment. If you wish to follow similar trends, you can shop for similar styles on Myntra. Coming up on the show, टीवी की संस्कारी बहुओं का हॉट अवतार हुआ वायरल. टीवी स्टार विवियन डिसेना और वाहबीज दोराबजी की पर्सनल लाइफ इन दिनों सुर्खियों में है. दरअसल हाल ही में ऐसी न्यूज आई थी कि वाहबीज दोराबजी ने विवियन डिसेना से डिवोर्स के लिए डिमांड की है हाई एलिमनी, जिसके बाद सोशल मीडिया पर फैंस ने वाहबीज दोराबजी को हाई एलिमनी की न्यूज की वजह से ट्रोल कर दिया था. इस बात से नाराज वाहबीज दोराबजी ने सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट पर पोस्ट किया 4 पेज का ओपन लेटर, जिसमें वाहबीज ने एक्सप्रेस किया है अपना एंगर और डिसअपॉइंटमेंट. सुपर डांसर से निकले अनुराग बासु और वाइल्ड कार्ड एंट्री हुई रवीना टंडन की. जी हाँ, पॉपुलर डायरेक्टर अनुराग बासु अब नहीं करेंगे पॉपुलर डांस रियलिटी शो सुपर डांसर चैप्टर 3 को जज इस वीक, और इसकी वजह है उनकी फिल्म की शूटिंग और उनके प्रोजेक्ट को लेकर कमिटमेंट्स, जिसके चलते उन्हें शो को बीच से अलविदा कहना पड़ा है फॉर अ वीक या ज्यादा भी. और इतना ही नहीं, उनकी जगह ले रही हैं बॉलीवुड की पॉपुलर एक्ट्रेस रवीना टंडन. अब शो में वुमेन पावर का तड़का लगेगा और रवीना ने शूट भी कर लिया है, जिसे शिल्पा शेट्टी ने अपने सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट पर शेयर भी किया है. मूविंग ऑन, टीवी की हॉट एंड सेक्सी एक्ट्रेस नेहा पेन से एक बार फिर अपने हॉट एंड बोल्ड अवतार की वजह से सुर्खियों में है. बिग बॉस का हिस्सा रही नेहा पहले से ज्यादा फिट हो गई हैं और अपने सोशल हैंडल पर लगातार अपनी सेक्सी पिक्चर्स शेयर कर रही हैं, जो तेजी से वायरल हो रही हैं. नेहा का सेक्सी बिकिनी अवतार और उनके सेक्सी वर्कआउट वाली पिक्चर्स को फैंस बेहद पसंद कर रहे हैं. इसके पहले भी नेहा का बोल्ड अवतार वायरल हुआ था. टेक अ लुक. तरफ टीवी की वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉपुलर एक्ट्रेस कृतिका कामरा ने अपने सोशल हैंडल पर अपनी हॉट एंड सेक्सी फोटोशूट की पिक्चर शेयर कर खलबली मचा दी है। कृतिका ने इसके पहले भी अपने हॉट एंड सेक्सी फोटो से सुर्खियां बना दी थी।